All right, what's up, y'all? So, as you are embarking on your personal health journey and specifically your real food nutrition, meal planning sounds like a great idea. It almost sounds necessary, but just the thought of meal planning probably makes most people cringe because most meal planning and meal prep methods are confusing and complicated and stressful. So, what you need is brutally simple meal planning. What you need is the SHT leftovers method. Now, I'm going to give you an overview of the SHT leftovers method, and then I'm going to break it down step by step. So, here's the thought process. For most people, mornings are kind of hectic. Maybe you're trying to squeeze in a workout, maybe you're trying to squeeze in some personal quiet time, and you got all of the kind of things you need to get done to get your butt out the door. So, breakfast has got to be quick and simple. It's got to be pre-made or something you can whip up on the spot. Now, for a lot of us, the day is usually a work day. Unless you're lucky enough to work from home, you probably don't have a kitchen or the ability to prepare some food for lunch. And even if you did, you're probably so busy that you wouldn't take the time to do that anyways. So lunch has got to be something pre-made and something that you can just grab and eat or throw it in the microwave and heat it up and eat it. Now, the evenings tend to be when most of us are going to have a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more time. This is when families come together from all their different directions during the day. So dinner can be a little bit more intricate and a little bit more conducive to sitting down and sharing about your day. And even if you're by yourself, dinners are always a great time to end the day and cap the day off. So here's the SHT leftovers method. Number one, same breakfast every day of the week for a week. And then you can change it up the next week. Something that's easy, something that's pre-made, or something you can whip up on the spot. Number two, same lunch every day for a week. And again, you can change what you do for lunch up the next week, but for this week, it has to be something that you can make ahead of time and grab and go and take with you. Number three, you're gonna plan for 2 creative, enjoyable evening meals for the week. But when you plan for those meals, you're gonna plan for enough for 2 nights for each meal. And when you go to cook each meal, you're gonna cook enough for 2 nights so that you have that one meal for that first night that you cook it and you have leftovers for that meal the next night. So for most people, that's going to be a Monday night and Tuesday night dinner and then a Wednesday night and Thursday night dinner. Number 4, Fridays are leftover smorgasbords because you don't want all that food to go to waste. Fridays, everyone's coming home from work and school and they're kind of worn out from the week. So it's a perfect evening to have leftovers, and or you could make it a flexible evening where you do like a gluten-free pizza. And then number 5, weekends are flexible, meaning you can gravitate towards your favorite dishes, your favorite meals, or you can be flexible in other ways, and I'll talk about that here in just a moment. Okay, so sometimes all you need is a little bit of intention because a little intention goes a long ways. You got your breakfast and lunch figured out, you got 2 evening meals that you're planning for, which is not a lot, and then you got a weekend of flexibility. All right, so let's go back through each one of those steps with a little bit more detail. Step number 1, same breakfast every day of the week for a week. So think about something that is relatively easy to make ahead of time. So I'm talking about things like my infamous yolk roll in all its different varieties, an omelet. By the way, omelets made ahead of time and then eaten later are great. Hard-boiled eggs, eggs and bacon, eggs and sausage, egg bites. Or a lot of times, I just know it's really easy for me to whip up 4 or 5 eggs in just a few minutes. Now, also a great option is a protein shake. It's actually really good. All right, number 2, plan for the same lunch every day of the week. And this is something that ideally you make ahead of time. So roll-ups are great in all their different varieties. Burger patties are freaking awesome. The unwich is tried and true. Tuna salad, chicken salad, bacon chicken salad. These are all things that are great to make ahead of time and great for lunches. Now, a protein shake could be a great lunch option because it's so quick and fast. But you can only do a pro tip. You can only do 1 protein shake as a meal replacement in a day because you want the majority of what you're eating to come from real food. So as long as you had a real food breakfast, you can have a protein shake based lunch or vice versa. All right, number 3, plan for 2 dinners. Now for ideas and inspiration on this, you can check out my meal plans. They're designed around the SHT leftovers method. I also have a really nifty dinner matrix sheet with my favorite dinners and sides and compliments and desserts. You can also browse through all the recipes to get some ideas. And pro tip, get your family involved. You can ask your family what they would like to have for dinner this week, and they can have a say in the 2 dinners. All right, so number 4, Fridays, leftover smorgasbord kind of takes care of itself. And or you could do a gluten-free pizza. And then Saturdays and Sundays are your flex days. So Saturdays, I love to do breakfast for lunch and sometimes breakfast for dinner. And that means a big omelet and then some SHT pancakes or sweet potato pancakes, sometimes even a mimosa. Sundays, I love to do roasts with carrots and potatoes. And then Saturdays and Sundays are also the time that you're planning your SHT leftovers week and doing the preparation that you need to do to have a successful week. Saturdays are great for planning. Sundays are great for shopping and prepping. You can make some of your staples to have around, like hard-boiled eggs. I like to pre-cook my sweet potatoes and have those in the fridge. Maybe some pre-cooked rice. I like to have liver and heart cooked. Now, pro tip. Same rules apply. As always, you want to make sure you get enough protein at your main meals, and you can always throw in your heaping half cup of starch and or fruit. And in fact, dinners probably need to include some kind of a dessert idea. Now, let's address the flexibility term that I brought up. When I say flexibility, that doesn't mean that you have to go off plan. Flexibility could simply mean SHT-approved options, like your gluten-free pizzas, your siete tortillas, your siete grain-free chips. Although made with better ingredients, these things are probably not helping you reach your health goals and your body composition goals, and that's why I would consider them part of your flexible plan. Now, flexibility could also mean that you have a legit cheat meal or cheat day. And this is a very personal decision because I've mentioned it before. We do want to be aware of the perfectionist mindset, which is the all or nothing mindset. If it's going to be helpful for me to have one day a week that I allow myself to have things that are off plan, and that helps me stick to the other days of the week, that's totally fine. Or maybe it's one meal in a day, or maybe it's 1 or 2 meals of the week. That's a very personal decision. All right, so there you have it. The perfect combination of structure and planning and flexibility, and most importantly, simplicity. Same breakfast all week, same lunch all week, 2 dinners for 4 nights, and then flexibility on the weekend. Questions, comments, feedback, even snide remarks, you can send them my way. And as always, keep it real.